Hi, Nancy Burt-Preece here, Independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Here's my October host code, my Facebook business page, my YouTube channel. Please like, subscribe, watch to the end, and share with your friends. Today I am casing pretty close an Accordion Z-fold card. I cased it from Beth Roy. I changed it up a little bit, but I still really love the design. I am using the Yuletide Village and the Nests of Winter DSP, as well as just a saying from Sparkling Snowflakes, and the Stylish Shapes dies. So let's make one, and you see it opens like that. It can sit. I love those cards that are great for display. They're just a lot of fun. So I have a piece of basic gray. It's 5.5 by 11, but you use a whole piece of paper on this because the other strip I cut into 2 by 6, and I had only just a little bit of basic gray left. So it's a little bit more paper than we normally do, and it folds a little tiny bit shorter, but it's still a great card. So you're going to really use your bone folder. If you get a kit from me, I kind of folded them so they fit in the envelope, but you really need to go through and bone fold. Now, I always start from this as I know my base, and I go opposite that way. It just is an easier way for me to remember how to fold. And it's pretty close. If it's not quite, you can just move it over a little bit. Now, that's my 5.5 by 11. I scored it at 1 3/4, 3.5, 5 1/4, and 7. I have a small piece of basic gray 2 1/6. I have that scored at 3, and it'll be fitting in like that. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp, and the first time I did it in Pool Party, and I really want it a little bit darker because this goes over way to the side. I'm going to start writing the Let It Snow in the, what am I using? Lost Lagoon, way over to the side, so it shows up a little bit better. And you can write your greeting however you choose. Some people don't mind it showing. Some people do. That's a personal preference. Then the next thing I'm going to do, I didn't put it on here. I always forget one. You only need 1 DSP strip, 3/4 by 5 1/4. And that just makes it really look nice on the edge. Adds a little interest to the card. Okay. There we go. I can go ahead and remember you got a little wiggle room with the glue and put some, I'm going to just use glue again on the back and add this right into my card base. So this is 4, let me make sure I'm right on that, 4 by 5 1/4. So it's just a teeny bit smaller, but it's totally great. Now I am going to use these 4 1.5 by 1.5 by 5 1/4 pieces, and I'm going to adhere them right here, trying to line it up as close as I can with this side. This time I'm just using seal. I could use glue. It's totally a personal preference. I'm just doing it. Sometimes I find I can do it a little faster with the seal. That is really what you would like to do. Not a problem. Okay, I've got the card base kind of ready. I'm going to add here these two little pieces. Is that Nests of Winter? We have some great designer series paper. I am in love with our designer series paper. It's so pretty. It's, you know, I buy it and I love it. I just love using it. It just adds so much. Now we're ready to stamp our stitched, it's our Stylish Shapes second largest. And what I'm going to use is my Memento Black. I'm going to stamp the house first. And I'll kind of bring this over here so you can see. Kind of doing it in the middle. Then I'm going to do this tree. I might put the tree on the other side this time so I can add a little bit more of it. And then, where's my other little piece? I needed one little thing. Well, it was on the table. I love when that happens. Golly gee, I've been losing things like crazy. Oh, here it is. It's tucked way under over here. It's a little brick sidewalk. And I'm just going to kind of line it up there. Beautiful thing about my mat, of course, this is a little bit drier than it usually is. Just wipe it off. So I've got all my stamping done. And now I'm going to come in and color. I have a Lost Lagoon blend. I have my light and dark smoky slate blends. And I have a light pretty peacock. So I'm going to start with my pretty peacock, which is going to be the house. These Pool Party, Lost Lagoon, and Pretty Peacock all work so great together. And they just add, this is not a super hard coloring for the home. So I'm just kind of going through. Beth actually did a lot with her color lifter to make it lighter. I'm making my coloring very simple. I'm doing it in a class, so I don't want it to be overwhelming. Just do a little bit. And you notice I'm not 100% exact. And my husband, who does actually do art, always says, if you leave a little white space, that's not a bad thing. So don't worry if there's a little bit of white space. When you're using your blends, there are two tips. And you can see them, small and big. I tend to use the small, especially on this little tiny piece here. So now I'm going to use my dark smoky slate. And I'm just going to come through and get a little bit of a shadow here. And a lot of times it's great to use what Stampin' Up! Already gives us. And then I'm going to come back with my light. And the reason they're calling them blends is it really blends it in. And it just adds just a little bit to your house. Isn't that cute? I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to come over. If your little brick wall or road or whatever doesn't come all the way over, just add a little bit. It's okay. Now I'm going to come in with my Lost Lagoon and just add a little bit to the tree. I'm just kind of going where the lines are. You notice I'm just kind of going very gently, adding just a little bit. It's so pretty. The last thing I'm going to do is take Pool Party ink and I'm going to add some beautiful snowflakes. Now, if that really bothered me, I didn't have a snowflake in there, I could, in fact, I might have thrown it away. If it's at the top of my mess of my pile, I could find it. Let's see, is it? Do you like how I look through my garbage? You probably never did that before. I don't see it, but if I wanted to, I could just mask this and put another little snowflake in there. But if I'm really kind of lazy, sometimes I just do that. and just get a couple of snowflakes in there. See, get a snowflake so it looks like it's kind of coming down. So the stamping is finished. The next thing I'm going to do is do this part of the card, put it together. So what's going to happen, you get it all folded together again, and I'm going to put just a little bit on both ends, just a teeny bit. Don't put too much or it's just going to be a mess, trust me. Now, last time I went a little bit far, so I'm going to kind of get a sense before I actually put anything down. All right, now I think that's pretty good. I'm kind of going in the middle, and I'm going to push it down. If you start pushing it down, you're going to get some glue on there. I already know because I always try to make a mistake for you. Then I'm going to add just a little bit of adhesive in the middle. Once again, you can use green glue or you can use snail, however you choose. And I'm going to come back through and add my house. And the last, you can't really see that part on video, but I'm going to add a little bit of Wink of Stella. Wink of Stella just adds a little bit of sparkle. I'm going to add it to the tree. I'm going to add it down here. And it takes a couple minutes to dry, but if you do that last, you're good. It just adds so much to the card. And the final thing I'm going to do is use some of these adhesive back snowflakes. And you can use whatever color you want. I just did one there. I did the tiniest one over here. And the middle-sized one right here. So you've got a very cute card, not hard, and it's a wow factor. I hope you give this card a try. Thanks.